Today, we are going to talk about compost in the context of urban lifestyles, with ecosystem services provided to the entire ecosystem which an urban environment relies on. Have you ever wondered what happens to your banana peel when you throw it away? Well, first the municipal waste is collected, and depending on the municipality's waste management system, it is probably taken to a landfill. The Greater Montreal area has two landfills, the Sainte-Sophie landfill and the La Chênaie landfill. One of the issues Montreal is facing is that the landfills are currently reaching their capacity. The Sainte-Sophie landfill has been approved for expansion in 2005 and has an annual capacity of 1 million tons. However, if these landfills are stuffed beyond capacity, Montreal might have to look into shipping excess garbage to other landfills, as Toronto was forced to do. It takes 2 to 5 weeks for this banana peel to decompose. However, the slow and mostly anaerobic decomposition, due to the lack of oxygen buried in the pit, generates methane, which is a very potent greenhouse gas. When released into the atmosphere, methane is about 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide. One of the main issues with leaving food waste and other organic material to decompose in landfills is that the nutrients are trapped within the garbage heap and are therefore unavailable for further use. Going back to the urban ecosystem, composting can provide fundamental ecosystem services that help maintain a sustainable ecosystem. Compost is the product resulting from the controlled biological decomposition of organic material. Compost bears little physical resemblance to the raw material from which it originated. Compost is rich in organic matter, the soul of a healthy soil, and has the unique ability to improve the growing media or the soil's biological, physical, and chemical characteristics. Composting can provide regulating, supporting, and provisional ecosystem services, depending on its application. Composting can provide many regulating services, including increased air quality from regulating the emissions from decomposing organic matter, as well as regulating climate change by preventing greenhouse gases from being released into the atmosphere. Utilizing compost for agricultural applications can also regulate water quality by decreasing the need for fertilizer, and therefore reducing runoff. If methane is captured properly, it can be burned to produce energy, and therefore composting systems can also provide a source of energy instead of using other energy sources. Compost also provides supporting services to the urban ecosystem by recycling nutrients from the organic material back into the soil to be used in the production of agriculture. So we all understand the benefits of composting, but in cities like Montreal, many people don't even have a balcony, let alone a backyard for maintaining a compost pile. Plus, city dwellers often don't have a need for the rich soil that is produced in a compost pile. So how do we manage the organic waste produced by 4 million residents? The answer is in municipal composting centers. These centers collect waste from households and industries and process the waste in large facilities that are far away from residential zones. Then the finished nutrient-rich compost is reused by the city, sold to other companies, or given back to residents. There are 2 types of composting systems used in municipal compost: aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic composting is the process of breaking down organic waste in the presence of oxygen. The process can be done in several steps, but the most important step is active composting. This is when microorganisms break down the bulk of the organic waste. These microbes require a lot of oxygen, and so the compost must be frequently turned. The microorganisms at work create a lot of heat. This is what kills unwanted pathogens and weed seeds in the finished product. The second type of composting is called anaerobic digestion. This is the process of breaking down organic waste in the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic digestion occurs in a closed container, and the waste is diluted with lots of water. There's a different set of microorganisms at work, and these organisms produce methane while they break down waste. During anaerobic digestion, we can capture a large amount of methane and use it for energy. The product of anaerobic digestion still needs to be dried and put through an anaerobic composter before it can be spread in the garden. Right now in Montreal, municipal composting is limited to only a few boroughs, including Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue. But construction is beginning for 4 new composting centers in Montreal, 2 anaerobic and 2 aerobic, to process waste from the entire island while producing energy. As you can see here, the product of the anaerobic digesters in La Salle and East Montreal will be transferred to the aerobic composters in Saint-Laurent and Rivière-des-Prairies. By 2019, these new composting centers will be contributing to the ecosystem services we need.